This Sunday in the Desert Sun, read all about the upcoming new year ahead and what will take the spotlight. Desert Sun education reporter Joe Hong is with us for a preview. Welcome, Joe.
Hey, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, right. This is really interesting to look ahead for an entire year of what we should be focusing on and what we will be focusing on for 2019. What have you discovered so far in some of the reporting that you've done?
Right, so I think we really just wanted to give our readers a heads up and give them sort of a taste of what will be coming. And a lot of it will be sort of the typical watchdog reporting that we've been doing. And you know, a big part of that is just following the money and making sure that city governments are spending public funds responsibly. And one big thing we'll be watching out for is road developments in Palm Desert and La Quinta. There's a push to make certain streets more walkable, more bikeable, and things like that. And I guess the flip side to that, and this is another huge issue we'll be covering, is the marginalized communities. So we have a huge project on homelessness coming up, and our paper has covered homelessness pretty rigorously in the past, but this will be a pretty fresh take on the issue.
Is that population growing in the desert from your experience?
So it's interesting. I mean, without giving too much away, obviously, the cities are saying that homelessness is shrinking, but we find that local homeless shelters are seeing a higher demand than ever.
So where's the truth?
I mean, we'll find out, I guess. Yeah.
You're also covering arts and culture, and that is very important to the folks who live in the valley. Is there anything new other than, you know, kind of the standards of Coachella and Stagecoach and some of the other things? What other areas of arts and culture will you be handling?
That's an interesting question. I think my understanding is that we'll continue covering things like Coachella and the Palm Springs Film Festival, but you know, media is changing so much, and that's going to require a new take on these events. So something like the Palm Springs Film Festival, audience viewing habits are changing, and I know our arts and culture reporter is cognizant of that and will be sort of approaching it from that angle. And with the film festival, we're sort of looking ahead at the changing environment, but with Coachella being the 20th anniversary, we'll sort of be looking back and looking at the sort of the most interesting festivals.
Yeah, and I guess what the future of some of these things are that have become, you know, standard, but you wonder, you know, how much life do they have left in them? So, Joe, your beat, of course, is education, very important to everything that we do here in the Valley. What do you see ahead for the year?
So one thing is there's discussions about a statewide mandate for universal preschool, and early childhood education has sort of been the focus of a lot of debates, saying, and a lot of researchers are saying that this is how we close the achievement gap, by focusing on early childhood education. And another thing that districts will be struggling with in the coming years is finances. Funding is always sort of a challenge. And on one hand, you have the rising cost of teacher pensions because teachers are retiring and those costs are going up. And on the other hand, you have decreasing enrollment across the state, which basically determines the funding that a district gets. So grappling with those two issues will be a challenge.
Well, you've got your hands full for the year, not only in education, but all the other aspects. We appreciate you being with us, and we'll be reading all about it in this Sunday's paper.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Joe. All right. We'll take a break, and then we'll be right back.